Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Patricia here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, but more specifically in Alaska. I just threw this, so I messed up everything I had here. So anyway, threw the camera or knocked it off the stand or whatever, and it went flying. So anyway, I thought I'd show you what we're going to do today. We are going to make this. Isn't that just gorgeous? I need to get my glue eraser and erase that. But other than that, isn't that just so pretty? I love it, love it. So, except we're going to do this in Pacific Point. So, I've already cut this. This is crumb cake, and this is the die for that. Let me show you the stamp set we're using, which is right here somewhere. There we go. It is in Linked Together. And the dies on this one, let me move those. These are the only two that I did not use. The oval, which I just love, and the rhombus, or the diamond. And then, a happy day. This was the die from there. These two, which we will pull out in just a minute, the leaves there, and then these flowers. So we'll look at those here in just a minute, are the dies. The set itself says, wishing you just a note. Oh, a happy day, the best, a lifetime of love. Oh, so happy for you, and enjoy. Now, what I did is I took O, covered up A, and so we've got Oh, happy day. So that's where we will go with that, and we'll do that here in just a minute. So as I said, we've got our Pacific Point. Now, the card, if you just look at it like this, looks the same as a card like this. Okay, but we are doing it like this, so it's taller. So this card is cut 8.5 by 5.5. This one is, excuse me, yeah, 8.5 by 5.5. This one is 11 by 4.25. Okay, and we fold it this way. Let me go ahead and show you that, how you do it, so that, because it's been a while since I've done this cut. So we're going to cut it this way. This is 8.5 by 11. Let me go up just a little bit here and make sure you can see that. All right, so we're going to cut it this way, but we're going to go ahead and score it this way. So 11, half of that, 5.5. I'm going to put it right there on that 5.5. I'm going to make sure that the cardstock goes all the way up. I do not want to cut yet, so I'm going to put the cut blade out of the way, and then I'm going to give it, whoops, I wasn't even in there, score that. Okay, then I'm going to lift it up, turn it the other way. This is the 8.5 side, so I'm going to go to half of that, which is 4.25. Make sure it's butted up against, and this time I am going to cut. So I drag it down. Now I have two cards, and they're already folded. Okay, so either way, you could put this in the other direction. Let me go ahead and do it since we're just looking at it at the moment. And let's take just another one of these. So this time I want to cut this way. So I'm going to put it in this way, go to 4.25, half of the 8.5, get my cutting blade out of the way, and score. Okay, then turn it the other direction, half this way. So this is the 11-inch side. So I'm going to go to 5.5 and make sure it's butted up against that. Whoops, don't even have, there we go, and cut. Okay, and now I have 2 cards. Now you'll notice it doesn't matter whether you do, they're all the same size. They're still a quarter of a sheet, or half a sheet. But one opens like this and one opens like this. Okay, so having said all of that, now, well, I'm going to need my trimmer here. So let's keep it out. This time we want, remember, this is the card we're making or similar. So we're going to lift it the tall way. Okay, so I am going to now take my, where is my lattice cutout? Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to put you down a little bit closer here, just a second. Let's come down and we're going to look at this. So I want to be able to glue this and this onto, move everything out of the way. I want to glue this and this on here, but I want to cut this middle out. So I am going to use my glass mat, and I am going to get, oh, I want a pencil, and I am going to get about, this line right here is 1 1/4 inches. So I'm going to mark that right there. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and put this, basically, I want to go over that line. Okay. And then I want to come on the inside of this one, so about right there. I'm not measuring this. I'm just using my die cut to show where I'm going to cut that. Okay. Then I'm going to bring my paper trimmer in. Do not know why. Oh, it's not. Okay. So then it is about 1 1/4 inches for this one. Okay. So I'm going to cut that off. Then I'm going to go to my line here and cut that. Okay. So I did measure this bottom piece, okay, and it will go just like this, but I did not really measure this. And then this is going to go here. Okay, it is going to go on top. You want to be sure when you put it on here that you're equal distance on both sides, because there's, about 1/8 of an inch there. All right, so we're going to do that here in just a second. But while I've got this is the paper that the designer series paper that I want to put on top of that. And it came from this paper. Let's go back up again. Okay, and this paper, the designer series paper, is from, one second, the Everyday, what is this called? Everyday Skies. Okay, and I went to some of the back papers, the B-side, if you will, and chose something. I could have gone with that one, but that, and it's birds. So can you see that those are birds? Is it focusing enough? Anyway, but I went with a little more generic and got this. So I cut this because this is about 1 1/4. I cut this at 1 inch. And so what I'm going to do is get my ink, which is here somewhere. Here we go. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead with Memento. And I want somewhere, I have my, here we go. Okay. So I mentioned that I want to do Oh Happy Day. So I do not want to cut this off. Now I could cut A off, but I may want to use it. If I did cut it off, I could just put it back on if I decide I want to use it. But what I'm going to do is either cover it with like a tab of some sort, a sticky note. Okay, I could do that. Or I can simply put it on my block and not let it ink up the A. Just put it on the edge, and that's what I've done. But since I've done on all the others I've made, but since I've got the ink on there, You just have to be sure the paper, you just have to be sure you pull that off. Okay, do throw that away or you'll have ink all over you. All right, and I want this end, so I'm going to put Happy Day on here. I want this end to go on this, is what I'm saying. Okay, and then I want O, and I'm going to put a flower in there. So I want to reserve that space. And, whoops, can you see me? Stamp O. Oh, happy day. There we go. And I'm not sure which color I'm going to put, so I'm going to put that aside. Then I'm going to go ahead and close this up so I don't get ink on anything. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Where's my glue? Okay. If I line these up, I can see right where, whoop, can't see me again. I didn't raise it back up, so, okay. So if I put, got something sticking out there, all right. If I put this, tried to say this 3 times, haven't I? If I put this beside the piece that I'm going to put it on, I can see how far the glue needs to go. I don't need glue out here. I don't want glue out there. It would mess things up. So I'm going to line that up on the end. Be sure it is straight, or as straight as I can get it. There we go. Between straight, I mean even between the 2 sides. Then I'm going to turn this over, grab my scissors, and snip that off. Oops, I didn't quite get it. Let's try it again. Well, promise you there's just a tiny little bit there. There we go. Okay, oh happy day. Now, what I do want to do, now that I have that done, is go ahead and glue the trellis on to this. So what I'm going to do is, again, I want to know where that glue's got to be. So I'm going to put it right here, equal distance, okay? And I'm going to put glue on here. Okay. Get that out of the way so I can actually get in there. There we go. Okay. Put this on here. Be sure I've got my equal distance between the 2. I do want to go up so that none of my blue shows here. There we go. And what I'm going to do is put some, while I wait for that glue to dry, I'm going to put some blocks on there to hold it down. And then I'm going to come over here. Now this is going to be the top. Let me open that up so you can actually see it. This is going to be the top. And again, I'm going to glue the trellis just on top of this. So I'm going to put a nice thin line on there. Okay, then move this. Now, what I need to do now is make sure that this bottom lines up here, and then put this. Okay, so, whoopsie, come on down. There we go. And again, put my blocks on there to give it a little bit of weight to hold it while it dries. Doesn't take much weight, but those little blocks help it. If you feel like you need more, put another block on there. Okay, then we are going to make our flowers. So let me move this out of the way for a second. There we go. Pull the flowers in. The thing I really like, let me move this back up just a smidgen bit. There we go. Okay. So the thing I like about this stamp and die bundle is that the flowers cut several at a time. So we're going to get our, take your pick, or not that one, take your, oh, not that one. How many take your pick tools do I need, Patricia? Okay, and we are just going to poke through the little, see the little dots? You just poke them out. Okay. Well, that one I didn't get. There we go. Okay. So I've got 4 of these. I do want to turn them up just so that I can see the tops. Now you notice this one, I cut a little wonky. If I were to be able to find a place to put that it would be on the edge like that, then I can still use that. But for now, I'm just going to poke all of these out. There we go. Hello, have a little dot. Okay. Well, it doesn't want to come out of there, does it? Come on. There we go. Poke it out and grab it with your other, your finger so that it comes. And then I've got my little, vines that I'm going to add my flowers to. Pull that out. Come on. Just give it a little bit of a gentle tug and it'll come out. And this one. Poke out your little... Now a lot of times these will come out on their own, or you can, if they have a little bit more weight to them, the die, than this die here, then you can just drop them on the desk. But sometimes you need to use your pokey tool or take your pick tool with the pokey end. All right, so I've got these little center dots. I could use those, I suppose, and put back in there, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So I could also layer these flowers up by aligning them and doing this, but I'm not going to. I am going to go with my blue. My purple. By the way, this is Granny Apple Green. The purple is Fresh Freesia. The yellow is, oh, you know what? No, this is fine. I can do purple on here. I meant to do the yellow, but this is okay. I like this too. So Fresh Freesia here. The yellow is, yeah, yellow. Okay, and then on this one, I am going to do pink. Glue that on there. And another pink on here. There we go. Oh, and the pink is Melon Mambo. And let's see, what is the yellow? Yellow. Okay, there we go. Nice, nice, nice. Now, all of this should be glue set. So I'm going to pull it over here. We've got our 2 vines that we want to put on here. This one, I think we will put something like here. So once I know where I want it to go, then I want to line up my space so that I can put a little bit of glue right there. I want a little bit of glue here. And let's see, where else do we want? Right over here. And you see how, and then on the bottom, I'm going to put glue there. So we're going to line it up. There we go. Ta-da! Perfect. And then this one, again, where do I want it? Let's see, I think we'll go this way. So I'm going to put some glue here. Okay, so I'm just sort of lining it up and seeing where I might need glue. Oopsie, do not want that. Okay, and that will go there. Okay, love it, love it, love it. So pretty. Now what I need to do is on the top here, I need to know how long this is. Now I would use my glass mat, but I'd have to pull it down. So I'm just going to go here, and I want 1.5. Okay, that's easy to do. So again, that same paper and 1.5. I can do 1.5 on the right hand side. So goes up to the very, very edge. Cut. Pull that out. Okay, going to put my glue. Again, I'm going to line it up so I can see how far I need to go with my glue. There we go. Okay. And slip it under there. I'm going all the way to the edge here. All the way to the edge here. There we are. And cut this off. All right. Excellent. Now, I need to be able to see the white through the back. So, have I already got... Yes, I do. Hold on one sec. Got to stand up for a sec. Pull this over. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here so that I can see the white through. So, this is 4 1/4 by 5, or excuse me, 4 by 5 1/4. The normal inside piece. And what I want to do on this, I'll glue this in a minute, but remember I want to stamp it first. So I am going to pull out my Pacific Point ink because that is the color of the background, the card base. And whoops, I do need to clean that because it does have green, Granny Apple green from the other card. It was kind of funny. I was making these cards and I went to show one of the ladies visiting our school, and she's like, "Oh, you make cards? Do you sell them?" And I'm like, "Well, of course I sell them." And so I had to make another sample because she wanted to buy the other one. All right. And what we're wanting this to do is go up under this. So I want it nice, snug to the top. Celebrate. Oh, and I didn't put my flower, and I didn't put my... Okay, so there we go. This will go in here like that. Ta-da! Okay, well, I keep putting the lid on the glue and then kneading it again. Okay. And put this in here. Line everything up. We do need to close this before we get that on us or on the card. Okay. Ta-da! Okay, and we forgot, let's see, let's put a yellow one there. I like that. All right. Because I had really meant to do yellow. So hopefully this one fits space-wise. Oh yeah, it'll fit just fine. Okay. And then we are going to put I did find, I think I told you in a video or two ago that I couldn't find the pearls. Well, I did find them, antique pearls. I don't know what I'd done with them, but I definitely hid them, and I needed them. I don't have anything in the middle of all these flowers. So for the little ones, for the littler flowers, I'm going to use the little dots. There we go. I just love these pearls, these antique pearls. They just finish this card off so nicely. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? You know, if you have not already done so, it would mean the world to me if you would like this video. Whoops, I meant to put larger ones on the bigger flowers. If you would like this video, share it with anybody you know who is a crafter, or just on your Facebook page so that those who are crafters can go check it out. And whoopsie, I flung one somewhere. I'll find it here in a few minutes, but for right now, I'm just going to get one off the sheet. Subscribe if you have not already done that, and click that bell so that when I put out a new video, you can go check it out. And there we go. Is that just, I just love it. So let me show you the other one. Should close up the glue. And we will look at both of these. I did do a, I think I'm going to glue that flower, which means I probably want to glue this one down as well. Right there at the top. There we go. Wipe that glue up. And this one, just a dot of glue. There we go. Hold it down for a second. Whoopsie. Came up. There we go. Got glue on my finger. Ah, it's trying. I need to hold that down for a minute. I have glue on my fingers, so it's trying to. Woohoo. All right, there we go. What do you think? Do you like them? I think they're awesome. You should see the other color I have. I have another color. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great time. Please share the video, like, and subscribe if you have not already done so. And I will see you next time.